Hello students, in this video class we are going to discuss about the differences between call by value and call by reference. Okay, call by value is also called as pass by value and call by reference is also called as pass by reference. Okay, so let's begin. Listen. Call by value and call by reference. Okay. In the previous video class, we had discussed about what? Formal parameters and actual parameters, the differences between formal parameters and actual parameters. In this video class, we will cover the differences between call by value and call by reference. Okay, listen. Call by value, okay, and call by reference. Call by reference. Call by value and call by reference. Okay, listen. Bit number 1. In case of call by value, in case of call by value, comma, while calling a method, primitive type values are passed. Primitive type values are passed as arguments, are passed as arguments. ठीक है, कॉल बाय वैल्यू में मेथड को कॉल करते समय हमें प्रिमिटिव वैल्यूज को पास करने पड़ते हैं. व्हेन आई से प्रिमिटिव वैल्यूज, आई मीन बाइट टाइप वैल्यू और शॉर्ट टाइप वैल्यू और int टाइप वैल्यू और लॉन्ग टाइप वैल्यू और फ्लोट टाइप वैल्यू और डबल टाइप वैल्यू और बूलियन टाइप वैल्यू और कैर टाइप वैल्यू. ओके, क्लियर? देन listen, the first point of call by reference. In case of call by reference, in case of call by reference, comma, while calling a method, comma, object references are passed. Okay, object references or reference is passed or are passed. Okay, object references are passed. Okay, as are passed as arguments. Are passed as arguments. Okay, then second point of difference. Second point of difference. Okay, in case of call by value, the formal parameters of the method are of primitive types. Here, the formal parameters, of the method are of primitive or are declared with primitive data types. Are declared with primitive data types. Primitive data types है ना. मेथड का जब फॉर्मल पैरामीटर, मतलब मेथड को डिफाइन करते समय उसके हेड पार्ट में पैरेंथेसिस के अंदर जो वेरिएबल्स उनको डिक्लेयर हम लोग प्रिमिटिव डेटा टाइप से करेंगे, तो जाहिर सी बात है पॉइंट नंबर 1 सेटिस्फाई करेगा. पॉइंट नंबर 1 मतलब जो भी उस मेथड को कॉल करेगा उसको प्रिमिटिव वैल्यूज पास करने होंगे. अगर फॉर्मल पैरामीटर मान लो पब्लिक स्टैटिक वॉइड m1 int x, तो कोई m1 मेथड को कॉल करेगा तो उसको इंटीजर वैल्यू ही पास करना होगा ना. आया समझ में? So here the formal parameters of the method are declared with primitive data types. Okay, byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. Okay, string is not a primitive data type. Why? Because a string is a predefined class, and in Java, classes, either user defined or predefined, are non-primitive data types. Okay, so here the formal parameters of the method are declared with primitive data types. And here the second point of difference is here means in case of call by reference, the formal parameters of the method of the method are declared with non-primitive data types. Are declared with non-primitive data types. Are declared with non-primitive data types. Okay. Then third point is, in case of call by value, here if any change is made with the formal parameter let me cut down if here any change made with the formal parameter or formal parameters, let me use singular. Here any change made with the formal parameter gets does not reflect to the actual parameter. Does not reflect to the actual parameter. Okay. Here any change made with the formal parameter does not reflect to the actual parameter. And here the third point of difference is, here any change made with the formal parameter gets reflected back to the actual parameter. I will show this to you. I will give the example. Don't worry. To the actual parameter. Okay. So point number one is, see, what is point number one? Point number one is what? In case of call by value, while calling a method, primitive values are passed as arguments. ठीक है? तो आज के बाद कभी भी तुम एक मेथड को कॉल करोगे और मान लो कॉल करते समय तुमको वैल्यू को पास करना पड़ रहा है, अगर वो मेथड पैरामीटराइज्ड है, तो अगर प्रिमिटिव टाइप वैल्यू पास करना पड़ रहा है, इट मींस that process will be called as call by value. But if you are calling a method and if you have to pass an object reference, then that call will be called as call by reference, because while calling the method you are passing object reference. How? I will show it to you, don't worry. Second point of difference is, here the formal parameters of the method are declared with primitive data types. Here the formal parameters of the method are declared with primitive data types, and in case of call by reference, the formal parameters are declared with non-primitive data types. When I say non-primitive data types, listen. When I say primitive data types, I mean byte, okay, short, int, long, float, double, Boolean, char. Okay. And here the formal parameters of the method are declared with non-primitive data types. When I say non-primitive data types, it means it can be a class, okay? It can be any class or array or interface. Interface is not there in our syllabus, but take it. Interface and enum. Enum is also not in our syllabus, okay? In our syllabus, we have only classes and arrays. So if the data type of the formal parameter is class or array, that means while calling that method, you will have to pass object reference. When I say reference, it means address of the object. Okay, so if you are passing the object reference, it is call by reference. Okay, that process will be called as call by reference. Third point. Third point we have to understand with an example. Okay, let me read it out. Here, any change made with the formal parameter does not reflect to the actual parameter. Sir, what is this? We cannot understand this thing. Please have patience. I will tell. Don't worry. Listen. Let me give the example of call by value. Example of call by value. Okay. Example of call by value. Example of call by value. Okay. Listen. Public class call by value. CVB. Okay. CVB demo means call by value demo. Curly bracket start. Public static. You can make the method non-static also. Here our point of discussion is not on static or non-static. It depends upon you. Okay. So public static void, suppose which method? M1 method. Okay. Let us take the name of the method M1 method. Okay. Int x. Int x. Okay. Clear na? So if let me write here, x is equal to 40, x is equal to 40, x is equal to 40. I am reinitializing the value of x. What is x? X is the formal parameter of M1 method. Okay. Now this public static void main capital STRING string array space args, string array space args. Now from within this method, I will call the M1 method. So while calling the M1 method, I will have to pass an int type value. Let me pass the value 10. Okay. Okay. Let me store the value 10 in a separate variable, say a is equal to 10. Okay. And now let me display the value of a, because I have to prove the third point. Which point? This third point also I have to prove. So I am writing the example in such a way that that example will prove this third point. Okay, listen. So system dot out dot println a. System dot out dot println a. Then let me call the M1 method and pass a. Okay, last class we had already discussed the actual parameter can be a value or a variable. But the formal parameters will always be variables. Okay, but the actual parameter can be a value or a variable. So I'm using variable. Okay. Now after passing, let me print the value of a once again. System dot out dot println a. Println a. So this is the block of main method. And this is the block of the class CVB demo, means call by value demo, call by value demo, call by value demo. Now listen. So what is this X? This X is your formal parameter, yes or no? This X is your formal parameter. Very, very interesting. Okay. And what is this A? This A, you are passing while calling the method. So it is actual parameter. Or it can also be called as argument. Actual parameter. Actual parameter. Okay. Now listen. So we are calling the main method. Okay. We are calling the main method. What is the value of A? The value of variable A is 10. Clear? Then assume this is the output screen. This is the output screen. What is the value of A now? Obviously 10. So 10 will get printed. 10 will get printed here. And then you are calling the M1 method by passing the value of A. So this value will be received by the formal parameter X. And what is the value which is getting passed here? What is the value of A? 10. The value 10 is getting passed here. And this value of A is being received by the formal parameter of M1 method, that is X. X receives the value 10. Okay. Now let me draw this. X receives the value 10. So within the variable, value 10 is available. Now the control goes within the body of the method, within the body of the method. Within the body of the method, we have written X is equal to 40. So what will happen, you know, this value 10 will be replaced by the value 40, will be replaced by the value 40. And then the control will return back to this particular position from where the method was invoked, or we can say called. Then again, we are printing the value of A. Is there any change within the value of A? Is there any change with the value of A? No. No. So 10 will get printed. Now just listen this third point again. Here, in case of call by value, any change made with the formal parameter. देखो यहाँ पे फॉर्मल पैरामीटर क्या था? X. X का वैल्यू को मैंने क्या किया? चेंज किया. लेकिन X के वैल्यू को चेंज करने से क्या A का वैल्यू चेंज हुआ? नहीं. इसलिए मैंने यहां पे कहा कि हियर एनी चेंज मेड विद द फॉर्मल पैरामीटर is not reflected to the actual parameter. Here any change made with the formal parameter does not reflect to the actual parameter, does not reflect to the actual parameter. Clear? Okay. So I can say yes, I can say what is this X? This X is your formal parameter. Okay, this X is your formal parameter. Yes or no? Okay. And what is this A? A is your actual parameter. Actual parameter. Okay. So very, very important. What? Note here, any change here, the change which is made with the formal parameter, is not affecting or is not reflecting back or is not affecting to the actual parameter, is not affecting to the actual parameter. है ना? तो यहां पर x था फॉर्मल पैरामीटर, x के वैल्यू को हमने चेंज किया, लेकिन वो चेंज एक्चुअल पैरामीटर में रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं हुआ। ठीक है, यानी कि a का वैल्यू जैसे का तैसा रहा। पहले a का वैल्यू 10 था, x का वैल्यू चेंज करने के बाद भी a का वैल्यू 10 का 10 ही रहा, लेकिन कॉल बाय रेफरेंस में चेंजेस हो जाता है, रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाता है। हाउ? आई विल शो इट टू यू। ओके, pause the video and write this thing. Okay, first of all, you can pause the video, write the differences. Okay, then pause the video and write this example. Write this example. Okay, labeling each and everything. Draw the lines also. Okay, now listen. Let me show it to you. Open BlueJ. Listen. Control A, backspace. Control A, backspace. Control plus 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 public public class call by value demo. Call by value demo. Okay, public public static static void void method m1 having one parameter, that is x of data type int. Control shift I. Then let me change the value of x here. Let me make it 40. Okay, public static static void void main capital str ing string array space args. Okay, now int variable a, you can take any variable pqr, it depends upon you, 10, and then display the value of a system.out dot println system.out.println variable a. Then call the m1 method, and pass a. Okay, again print the value of a system.out.println a is equal to concatenation sign a. Okay, let me write here also within double quotes, the value of a is equal to concatenation sign a. Curly bracket close, control shift I, control k, no syntax error. Okay, close, right click, main method. Okay, you can see a is equal to 10 and a is equal to 10. Okay, a is equal to 10 and a is equal to 10. Clear? So the value of actual parameter, okay, the value of actual parameter is not changing, Clear? Now let me discuss call by reference. Okay, what if I print the value of x here? System.out.println x is equal to concatenation sign x, and then if I copy this line and print it here again, so the output will be what? a is equal to 10, then x is equal to 10, then x is equal to 40. Okay, then a is equal to 10. Okay, listen. So what will be the output? Very, very interesting. Okay, so we will call the main method, then the control will go within the body of main method. Then what is the value of variable a? It's 10. Assume this is the output screen. What is the value of a? A is equal to a, means a is equal to, what is the value of a? It is 10. Okay, then you are calling the m1 method by passing the value of a. So the value of a will be received by this formal parameter x. Okay, so what is the value which is getting passed here? It is value 10. So parameter x is having the value 10 now. Okay, so when you are printing system.out.println x is equal to x, So you will get x is equal to, what is the current value of x? It's 10. Then x is equal to 40 means in place of 10, the value 40 will be stored. Then again, you are printing system.out.println x is equal to x. So you will get x is equal to what? X is equal to 40. Again, the control will come back to that particular location from where the method was called. Okay. Then this line will get printed. Which line? A is equal to A. So there is no change within this particular location. Yes or no? There is no change with the value of A. Okay. Even after changing the value of the variable x. So here we will get A is equal to 10. A is equal to 10. Okay. So we can say what? This A and this A is your actual parameters value. Yes or no? Actual parameter. Actual parameter. Okay. And your x is your formal parameter. Is your formal parameter. Clear? So very, very important. What? Note. Any change made with the formal parameter does not reflect to the actual parameter. Does not reflect to the actual parameter. Does not reflect to the actual parameter. Clear? Okay. Clear, na? So what is this x? X is your formal parameter. Yes, sir. This is your formal parameter. And what is this A? A is your actual parameter. Okay. Now we will discuss call by reference. We will discuss call by reference. Okay. And we will try to prove this third point. Because the first 2 points, first 2 points are clear, but we have to prove the third point. Listen. Very, very important. So sit straight, all of you, and concentrate. Okay, concentrate. It is going to be very interesting. But if you lose your concentration, you will not be able to understand. Okay, so it's a warning. Listen. Call by reference. Example of call by reference. Example of call by reference. Example of call by reference. Public class call by reference demo. Call by reference demo. Okay, call by reference demo. Now, in case of call by reference, reference means what? Address of the object. That means you have to create the object. And when we create the object, within the object, which variables are created? Non-static variables are created. So in order to prove the last point of call by reference, this last point, this third point of call by reference, I will have to declare non-static variable. I will have to declare one non-static variable. Very, very important. Listen. So let me declare one non-static variable, say variable x. And let me initialize. Since we have not started the concept of constructor, let me initialize. Don't think about constructor, forget. Okay, we will discuss in that separate video. Okay, about constructor. Forget about constructor. Int x is equal to assume 10. So I have declared a non-static variable and initialized the value 10 within the variable. Clear? Okay. Now, public void, let me make this method non-static, public void m1, public void m1. No, let me make it static. Okay, I don't want to call the method by object, that is the reason. So public static void m1. Okay, assume here a variable d is there. You will decide the data type of d. Just wait for few seconds. Okay, you will have to decide. Just watch the video and then you decide. I will tell, but you decide. Okay, now here I will write something. Here I will write something. Don't worry. Okay, I will write something. So the name of the method is m1, having one parameter, and the name of the parameter is d. Now what is the data type of d? That you have to decide. You have to tell. Public static void main capital string string array space args. Okay, now let me call the m1 method. Okay, now within m1 method, within the parenthesis of m1 method, I have to pass the object reference. I have to pass the object reference of which class? Assume CVR demo class only. So I will create the object of CVR demo. This the same class. Okay, the same class. I will create the object of the same class, CVR demo. CVR demo obj is equal to new CVR demo. Okay, and let me pass obj here. Let me pass obj here. Clear? But before calling this method, let me print system.out.println. Can I print variable x directly here? Just recall the concepts, fundamental concepts that I have already completed. Non-static variables cannot be referenced from static context. Variable x क्या है? Non-static. Convinced? Variable x क्या है? Non-static. तुम उसको कहां पे एक्सेस करना चाह रहे हो? स्टैटिक मेन मेथड के अंदर. क्या डायरेक्टली एक्सेस कर सकते हो? नहीं, क्योंकि वो नॉन स्टैटिक वेरिएबल है, तो हमें ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. ऑब्जेक्ट तो मैंने क्रिएट किया, तो x को एक्सेस करने के लिए मैं लिखूंगा obj.x. ओके, क्लियर? obj.x. फिर उसके बाद में m1 मेथड को कॉल किया. लिसन, यहाँ पे एक काम करते हैं. लिसन, system.out.println एक मैसेज दे देते हैं कि वेरिएबल x का वैल्यू इज इक्वल टू कॉन्कैटिनेशन साइन obj.x. तो आउटपुट स्क्रीन में क्या आ जाएगा? x इज इक्वल टू 10. ओके, नाउ लेट मी call the m1 method and assume while calling the m1 method, if I am passing the object reference, listen, very interesting concept. So when we will call the main method, within the block of main method, because of this new keyword, at the heap memory area, an object will be created. Right? Okay. Now, what is the rule? Whenever a new object of any class is created, so what type of object is created? It is of CVR demo type. What is the type of object? CVR demo type object is created. Okay. Now, what is the rule? From that class, the copies of non-static variables, and here the non-static variable is x, the copy will be created within the object. मत बोलना सर समझ में नहीं आ रहा, ये सारा चीज पहले क्लास में समझा चुका हूं कि जब भी एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनेगा हीप मेमोरी एरिया में बनेगा, और जैसे वो ऑब्जेक्ट बनेगा, जिस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बन रहा है उस क्लास के सारे नॉन स्टैटिक वेरिएबल्स का कॉपी ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर आ जाएगा। तो एक्स यहाँ पे एक्स का कॉपी आ गया और इसमें वैल्यू 10 चला। क्लियर? मान लो इसका रेफरेंस है 102m। तो 102m तुम स्टोर कहां पे करा रहे हो? ओबीजे वेरिएबल में। देखो ओबीजे वेरिएबल, ठीक है। तो ओबीजे वेरिएबल क्या करेगा? इसको पॉइंट करेगा, इस ऑब्जेक्ट को। ठीक, फिर तुमने क्या लिखा? तुमने क्या लिखा? सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंटलन एक्स इज इक्वल टू ये। तो यहाँ पे मैं आउटपुट स्क्रीन एज्यूम करता हूँ कि आउटपुट स्क्रीन, ठीक। यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? x इज इक्वल टू क्या लिखे हो तुम? ओबीजे डॉट एक्स मीन्स ओबीजे डॉट एक्स। तुम x को एक्सेस कर रहे हो ओबीजे ऑब्जेक्ट रेफरेंस की मदद से। ओबीजे डॉट एक्स इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? 10। x is equal to 10 and you are passing obj. Okay, you are passing obj. It means you are passing the reference 102m. Yes or no? You are passing 102m. This reference you are passing. Now suppose this reference is received by the variable d. है ना, ये जो तुम पास कर रहे हो ये एक्चुअल पैरामीटर हो गया। इसका वैल्यू को रिसीव करेगा फॉर्मल पैरामीटर। तो ये d का डेटा टाइप क्या होना चाहिए? क्या d एक नॉर्मल वेरिएबल है जिसमें कि प्रिमिटिव वैल्यूज जा रहा है? यहाँ पे ध्यान से देखो कि d के अंदर क्या जा रहा है? ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस। नियम क्या है? कोई भी वेरिएबल के अंदर अगर ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस स्टोर होता है, चाहे डायरेक्टली चाहे इनडायरेक्टली, उस वेरिएबल का डेटा टाइप प्रिमिटिव हो ही नहीं सकता है। तो क्या होगा? द डेटा टाइप ऑफ दिस फॉर्मल पैरामीटर d will be CBR demo। CBR demo, ठीक। आया समझ में? तो इससे होगा क्या? इससे ये होगा कि तुम्हारा पैरामीटर d भी क्या कर रहा है? उसी ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस को होल्ड कर रहा है। तो d भी उसी ऑब्जेक्ट को पॉइंट करना स्टार्ट कर देगा। ऑब्जेक्ट एक ही क्रिएट हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द न्यू कीवर्ड। अब उस एक ऑब्जेक्ट का जो रेफरेंस है, जो एड्रेस है, उसको अगर 1000 वेरिएबल्स स्टोर करना है तो 1000 वेरिएबल्स उसी ऑब्जेक्ट को पॉइंट करेंगे, या कह सकते हो रिफर करेंगे। तो यहां पे जब तुम मेथड को कॉल कर रहे हो, ध्यान से देखो, मेन मेथड के सबसे लास्ट में यहां पर जब तुम m1 मेथड को कॉल कर रहे हो तो क्या पास कर रहे हो? ऑब्जेक्ट रेफरेंस, यानी कि ऑब्जेक्ट का एड्रेस पास कर रहे हो। तो ये एड्रेस जा रहा है और किसके द्वारा रिसीव हो रहा है? वेरिएबल डी। तो वेरिएबल डी का डेटा टाइप क्या होगा? क्लास। कौन सा क्लास? जिस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट का एड्रेस वो रिसीव कर रहा है, सीबीआर डेटा। अब जैसे डी स्टोर किया तो देखो नीचे डायग्राम में डी के अंदर भी उसी ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस आ गया 102m। तो डी उस ऑब्जेक्ट को पॉइंट करना स्टार्ट कर दिया। ठीक है, आया समझ में? अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे, देखो ध्यान से। यहां पे अब हम लोग इस वेरिएबल x को क्या डायरेक्टली एक्सेस कर सकते हैं क्या? मैं x इज इक्वल टू 42 ऐसे ही लिख सकता हूं? एरर आ जाएगा। नॉन स्टैटिक वेरिएबल x कैनॉट बी रेफरेंस्ड फ्रॉम अ स्टैटिक कॉन्टेक्स्ट। इसलिए इसको मैं एक्सेस करूंगा वेरिएबल d से। अब तुम बोलोगे सर obj डॉट एक्स क्यों नहीं लिख रहे? याद करो जब मैं तुम लोगों को स्कूल था, है ना, ऑफलाइन क्लास स्कूल में पढ़ाया था, वेरिएबल का कॉम्बिनेशंस, कितने कॉम्बिनेशन थे? 6 कॉम्बिनेशंस थे। तो ओबीजे क्या है? कौन से कॉम्बिनेशन में आ रहा है? इट्स अ लोकल नॉन प्रिमिटिव टाइप वेरिएबल। तो ओबीजे क्या है कि मेन मेथड का लोकल वेरिएबल। उसको तुम m1 मेथड के अंदर कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं? इसीलिए तो ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस पास करने की जरूरत पड़ रही है। अगर ओबीजे को हम लोग m1 मेथड के अंदर यूज कर पाते, ओबीजे को हम लोग अगर m1 मेथड के अंदर यूज कर पाते, तो हम लोग फिर ये पास करने का झमेला रखते ही क्यों? आया समझ? पास इसलिए किया जा रहा है ताकि वहां पर इसी ऑब्जेक्ट को एक्सेस किया जा सके। तो उस ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस डी ने स्टोर कर लिया। अब उस ऑब्जेक्ट को हम लोग डी के थ्रू एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। वी कैन एक्सेस द ऑब्जेक्ट, दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्ट ओनली बाय द हेल्प ऑफ वेरिएबल डी। Okay, so d dot x is equal to 42. Okay, so what is happening actually? What is happening? This value, okay, this value 10 is replaced by the value 42 because we have written what? Because you have written d dot x is equal to 42. So d dot x, you have written d dot x is equal to what? D dot x is equal to 42. D dot x is equal to 42. Clear? Okay. Now you can see obj is holding the reference of the same object. So whatever change is made gets reflected to obj also. चेंज हुआ किसके वजह से? वेरिएबल डी के वजह से, डी डॉट एक्स लिखें, लेकिन वो जो चेंज हुआ वो रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाएगा ओबीजे पे भी। क्या क्या प्रूफ है सर इसका? देखो, लिसन। So the control will again come back to this particular location from where the method was in. Now again, if I print system.out.println x is equal to same thing, if I write obj.x, okay, here I cannot write d dot x because d is the local variable of what? M1 method. Here I can, within the block of main method, we can use obj because obj is the local variable of main method. And within the block of M1 method, in order to access the object, we can use variable d. Okay. So this is the block of your main method and this is the block of your class. This is the block of your class. So what will be the output now? The output will be x is equal to, again, what? X is equal to obj.x. Again, obj.x means it's 42. So the output will be x is equal to 42. Clear? So very, very important note. What is the note? Any change made with the formal parameter gets reflected back to the actual parameter. Gets reflected back to the actual parameter. Okay, any change made with the formal parameter gets reflected back to the actual parameters. So here you can say what? That variable d is your formal parameter. Yes or no? Variable d is your formal parameter. And here obj, just 1 second. And here obj is your actual parameter. Obj is your actual parameter. Okay, d is your formal parameter and obj is your actual parameter. Now let me write this program for you all. Close, create a new class, double click over it, maximize the screen, Control A, backspace. Okay, public public class call by reference demo. Call by reference. CVR demo means call by reference demo. I have to declare one non-static variable. क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड बातें, और जब भी ऑब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड बातें मतलब नॉन स्टैटिक वेरिएबल बनाना चाहिए. ओके, then public public static static void m1 method. Okay, now call by reference demo. It will become the data type. Assume the variable is d. You can take pqr, any variable. Okay, now here I will write d dot x is equal to 44. D dot x is equal to 44. Clear? Okay. Then public static static void main capital string string array space args. Okay, then let me create the object, because I cannot write here system.out.println. Okay, if I write x is equal to concatenation sign x, I will get compile time error. Non-static variable x cannot be referenced from a static context. See, non-static variable x cannot be referenced from a static context. So we will have to create an object of the class cbr demo. cbr demo obj is equal to new cbr demo, parenthesis semicolon. Now you can access the variable x using obj.x, control K, no syntax error. Okay, clear? Clear, na? Now after this, let me call the m1 method and pass the reference, and the reference is stored in obj. So obj is the object reference of cbr demo. Now after this, after calling the method, let me print the value of x once again. So control K, no syntax error. So what will be the output? What will be the output? Okay, let me print here system.out.println, system.out.println. What? X or a formal parameter? Let me not print it. Okay, why to confuse you all? Now listen, control K, no syntax error, PINT, print, control V. Listen, so we have called the main method. Okay, and within the block of main method, the new keyword is used. So at the heap memory area, an object will be created of which type? CBR demo type. And what is the rule? The non-static variable copy will be created. The non-static variables copy will be created. Okay, 10. And assume the reference is 102m. And 102m, this reference you are storing in which variable? obj. Yes or no? So obj will start pointing or referring to this object. Then you have printed system.out.println x is equal to obj.x. So assume this is our output screen. X is equal to obj.x. Okay, obj.x. What is the value of obj.x? It is 10. Then you have called the m1 method. So the control will go to this method and d will receive the value of obj. Okay, so d, okay, variable d has received the value. Which value? 102. So d will start pointing to this particular object. Yes or no? Then you have written d dot x is equal to 44. So you have written d dot x. Okay, d dot x is equal to 44 means you have changed the value. Okay, then the control comes back to this particular area from where it was invoked, and then we are printing again x is equal to obj.x. So when you are printing x is equal to obj.x, so now obj.x, the value has changed. It has become 44. Okay, so it is very, very important. What is your d? D is your formal parameter. D is your formal parameter. D is your formal parameter. And what is this obj? Obj is your actual parameter. Obj is your actual parameter. Okay. So what was the third point? What was the third point? Note any change made with the formal parameter, any change made with the formal parameter gets reflected back to the actual parameter, gets reflected back to the actual parameter, gets reflected back to the actual parameter. मतलब समझ रहे हो, यहाँ पर d के थ्रू हम लोग चेंज किए, लेकिन ऑब्जेक्ट तो एक ही था ना, तो उसमें जो x का कॉपी था उसका वैल्यू चेंज होगा तो वो obj और d दोनों के लिए चेंज हो जाएगा. ठीक. Now let me show you the output. Compile, no syntax error, close, right click, main method, okay. See, x is equal to 10, and after calling the method, the value of x has become x is equal to 44. Clear? See, before calling, I printed the value of x, and after calling, again I printed the value of x. So initially it was x is equal to 10, and then after changing, it became x is equal to 44. Is this clear? So you need to practice this example again and again, okay, and analyze yourself. Clear? So I hope the concept of call by value and call by reference is clear to you. What I think, you should watch this video class again, okay, okay, without increasing the speed, okay, clear na? So watch this video once or twice or thrice, the things will get more clear to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye, take care.